So a little over 2 years ago, we revealed the Engel Live Bait Cooler. We have the small one, the 7.5. We love the cooler, but our complaint at the time was that we didn't like the pump that came with it. And in fact, we have gotten rid of that pump and don't use it. What we've used since is the Clam lithium aerator. Love this guy so far. I actually have 2 of them just to swap them out. Loved it. Never really had any issues. It is a little bit noisy, but love it so far. Anyway, Engel has now released a competitor to that, their own lithium pump, and they sent us one to review. So here it is. This is what it looks like. Comes with the pump itself, a charging brick, charging cord, air stone, and hose. So anyway, I'll open it up and show you those items. All right, so I'll give you a first look at the Engel and then compare it to the others. So on the outside, it's nice sleek design. You have 3 buttons with graphics and labels on them. On the side, you have a USB-C port with a nice cover there. On the bottom, you have the hole for the air. On the back, you have rubber feet. The only thing is these rubber feet, or this particular one, keeps coming off, so probably end up losing those. And then a nice clip here for your cooler or whatever. Also in the box is the USB-C cord, a charging brick, and air hose and air stone. So on the package, they say that it's waterproof, marine grade, 2-year warranty, and on the back they say it's ultra quiet operation. So I'm not going to test whether it's waterproof or not, but we will look at how quiet it is compared to the other ones. And just look real quick how this fits on a cooler. So this is our old Engel Live Bait Cooler, the small one, and basically this fits on. You just clip it in, and then the hose goes right into the bottom. Turn it on, you're ready to go. You're now bubbling. So really easy. If you want to go to intermittent, you hit the other button. You want to change the speed, you hit that. This also fits on other coolers that you have similarly set up. So here I have one that we just found in a lake that a muskrat was living on. And we've, same process, put that on, plug her in, so you can change between different coolers much as you want, and good to go. This hose is a little bit tighter, but fits in just like that. So good to go. Simple, easy to use, easy to charge. All right, so I just want to compare this aerator to the other options. So the 2 other ones that I have on hand are the Clam lithium aerator that I've used for a while, and then just an old Frabo bubble box. So just compare the overall size. The Engel is fairly similar to the bubble box in dimensions. See there, about the same. The Clam is a little bit smaller in that way, but probably a little bit fatter. So roughly the same size. I'll show you their weights. All right, so we got zeroed. Here's the Clam going on. It is 8.3 ounces. The Engel is 11.2 ounces, so a little bit more. And then the bubble box with 2 D cells, alkali D cells, is almost 14. Now, you could use, for the bubble box, instead of just normal alkaline, you could use lithium, just like these have, if you wanted to. As you saw, the Clam is actually the lightest. The Engel is still fairly light, and the bubble box with 2 D cells is quite heavy. As far as ease of use of these, the Clam has a single switch on top, and you go one way and that's always on. You go the other way and it's intermittent. Problem is they don't note that. The Engel, as I mentioned before, simple graphics and labels here. So nice and easy. The bubble box is real simple because it's just one switch. But there's no intermittent, there's no speed variation, any of that. The Clam comes with a charging port here. It uses a common cable, but this isn't a USB-C, so GoPro, my phone, use USB-C, so that's just a cord that I'm going to have a bunch of, so I don't need to bring a special cord when I go on a trip, unlike the Clam where I have to bring that one cord. And then, of course, with something like a bubble box, you just have to bring a bunch of D cells to keep it running. Also, with this one, you can't plug it in overnight. So with both of these, you could just put it in, plug it in, and have it in the morning. You wake up, your bait's alive, and it's fully charged for the day. So one interesting thing is that the Clam actually comes with 2 air ports, and I covered one. I've never used more than one, so I'm not quite sure why they did that. If I have 2 coolers, I have 2. I guess you could put 2 air stones in one. The Engel and the bubble box just come with one, which is, like I said, all I think I'd ever use. All right, so one thing to consider with these is their cost. So the bubble box is very cheap. This is an $8 one, not including the batteries. The Clam is $40, and then the Engel is $50. The Clam and the Engel come with basically the same things: chargers, air stones. The bubble box also comes with an air stone. So it just depends on what you want. If you want to be carrying around a bunch of D cells and you want to be buying those all the time, then you'll save money on the front end. But the lithiums, then you just buy it once, charge it, and as long as the batteries last, which the Clam I think I've had for 2 years, still runs just as well as it ever did. All right, so one last one is the Engel claimed that it was super quiet. So we'll put that to the test. I'll show you my setup. All right, so what we have here is my old phone with a decibel meter. You can see the reading there. It's bouncing around as I'm talking. And then a 12-inch ruler to the aerator. So I will be quiet. You'll kind of get a baseline, and then I'll turn the bubbler on and we'll get some readings for that. All right, so it looks like we're about 27, 28 decibels, just surround sound. So we're hovering 37, 38 with the bubble box. Now for the Clam. $45, $46. Now for the Engel. And I'll turn this on so that is the quietest. $35-ish. There's the loudest, or the fastest. About 40. So I'm going to do one last test. I'm going to compare the Clam and the Engel aerators. I'm going to fully charge them and then put each on a cooler with water in it. I'm not going to put any fish in it or anything, and just leave them next to each other running all night and see when the first one dies. I'll show you how that's set up right now. All right, so these are now fully charged. Got green on both. Let's take them outside and hook them up and see how long they run. All right, so I got the 2 coolers rigged up. This bigger one is the Clam pump on it. Smaller one has the new Engel pump on it. So both of them have water and hose and air stone connected, like so. So here we go. We got them put on, and I will turn them on. And this is on high. And this is on. They're both on constant. It is 6:30. Well, exactly. So 6:30, and we'll come and check back hopefully in about 10 hours, and then continue to check there. See how this goes. All right, so 14 and a half hours after we started, the Engel is still running, and the clam has died. So we'll give the Engel a little bit longer and see, but definitely longer than a old clam at least. Well, about 16 hours in, Engel's still going, and the clam's dead. I'm headed to bed, so this will be the last check we get, but 16 plus hours of runtime. Alright, well, as you saw there, the Engel pump lasted for over 16 hours, slightly longer than the clam. That clam has been used for a couple years, so its battery life is probably not what it used to be. But anyway, Engel has great battery life. I generally wouldn't use it for more than 16 hours, and again, that was on full speed and non-intermittent, so constant running. On intermittent lower speed, it would probably last even longer. Overall, I love the pump. I really love the USB-C charging, the general design, weight. I really love the buttons were labeled clearly, that you have different speeds. That's cool. I really like the design of having the feet so that when you have a plastic pump on a plastic cooler, you have a little buffering in there that'll quiet down the vibrations. The only thing with that is that this foot has been coming off, so I'll probably put some super glue on there and keep that on. Hopefully that keeps it. Anyway, love the pump. We'll be using this. Don't really use it much during the summer because we mostly bass and a little bit of musky fishing, and don't need live bait for most of that. But come winter, we'll definitely be using this. Look forward to seeing how it works over the long run, and we'll give an update if anything noticeable happens with that. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.